Hi and welcome to a new episode of your weekly medical TV show on الكرمة TV, White Coat. When medicine becomes an art, it's today's episode. We will show you today how can we make science or turn science to benefit our kids, and because almost 1 in 3 children in America is overweight or obese. Despite all the focus on kids being overweight or obese, many parents are still confused, especially when it comes to what their kids can eat and how much does your child need. Today, we will show you how to cook some nutritious recipes for your kids. Not just that, but we will learn how can turn the nutrition for preschoolers and school age of our kids. And it's my pleasure today to welcome back in White Coat an artistic, unique physician in Southern California, Dr. Patricia A Riba, to teach us today about those topics. For interaction with the program, send in all your questions and concerns to our official Facebook page, White Coat Alkarma TV. Or if you have any questions about your kids' nutrition and want to interact with our guest directly today, you can call the numbers that will be shown on the screen at any time during the episode. أعزائي مشاهدي برنامج وايت كوت على قنوات الكرمة، برحب بيكم في حلقة جديدة في برنامجكم الأسبوعي وايت كوت. والحقيقة النهاردة حلقة النهاردة زي ما احنا حطينا على الفيسبوك ونوهنا عنها انه هي هتبقى حلقة مختلفة شوية. وزي ما انا قلت في المقدمة بتاعتي، لما الطب يتحول لفن، هي بالظبط كده هي حلقة النهاردة. لما نقدر نحول العلم لشكل فيه فن ومرح، بس في نفس الوقت نحوله لفايدة واضحة، برضو ده هيبقى حلقتنا النهاردة. لأنه بيزيكلي الحلقة بتاعتنا النهاردة هتتكلم على فن تغذية الأطفال. كنا ابتدينا مع حضراتكم الحلقة الأولى واتكلمنا تحديدا عن أول سنة في عمر الأطفال، إزاي نقدر نغذي أولادنا، إيه الحاجات اللي نقدر نعملها، الحاجات اللي نحاول نبعد عنها قدر الإمكان. النهاردة الجزء الثاني من فن تغذية الأطفال، وهنتكلم على مرحلة ما قبل الدراسة، اللي هو تحديدا من سن 1 ل4 سنين، ومن 4 سنين لأكبر اللي هم لما الولاد بيبتدوا يدخلوا مرحلة الحضانة ومرحلة المدرسة والكلام ده كله. مش بس هنقول لحضراتكم، يعني هنجاوب أسئلة حضراتكم اللي جات لنا على صفحتنا النهاردة على الصفحة الرئيسية للبرنامج على الفيسبوك وايت كوت الكرمة تي في. كل الأسئلة اللي جات لي النهاردة أنا حطيتها، وهخلي دكتور باتريشيا ريبا اللي هي ضيفتي النهاردة، واحدة من أنا بسميها الدكتورة الفنانة، السبيشالتي بتاعها فيري يونيك. هي متخصصة في تغذية الأطفال. طب تغذية الأطفال برانش حديث في العالم كله، هي واحدة من قليلين جدا على مستوى الولايات المتحدة الأمريكية اللي بتعمل الكلام ده. ليها برامجها المشهورة هنا في القنوات هنا، فقلت إن احنا نقدر نجيبها لحضراتكم نستفيد منها، ومش بس نستفيد منها في الأسئلة اللي هو الأسئلة الطبيعية اللي عند كل أب وأم، ولكن هي هتورينا النهاردة إزاي نعمل أشهر الأكلات اللي الأطفال بيحبوها ولكن بشكل صحي. وده التغيير اللي احنا عاملينه النهاردة، إن احنا بيزيكلي هنبقى زي فود تشانل، هنحضر مع حضراتكم ريسيبيز وطريقة تحضير أكل، هنوري حضراتكم طرق تحضير الأكل دي إزاي بتتعمل، المكونات بتاع كل أكلة، وإزاي نقدر نحول كل أكلة أولادنا عايزينها، زي مثلا الماك اند تشيز اللي هي المكرونة بالجبنة اللي كل الولاد على مستوى العالم تقريبا 99% بيحبوها، بس فيها كالوريز كتيرة جدا. لأنه الإحصائيات بتقول إنه 1 من كل 3 في دولة زي الولايات المتحدة الأمريكية، 1 من كل 3 أطفال يا إما الوزن بتاعه فوق الطبيعي يا إما بيعاني من مرض السمنة. فتخيلوا حضراتكم معايا 1 من كل 3 بيعاني من المشكلة دي. فزي ما قلت لحضراتكم كل الحاجات اللي بيحبها الأطفال هتعملها لنا بشكل صحي النهاردة. زي ما اديت لحضراتكم مثال الماك اند تشيز، هنعملها بشكل صحي النهاردة. ازاي نحول فواكه زي التفاح ان احنا نعملها بدل الحلويات ونخلي ولادنا يحبوها بشكل كويس جدا. هنعمل لحضراتكم يمكن 3-4 أطباق النهاردة بطريقة صحية في الجزء الأول. الجزء الثاني هنجاوب كل الأسئلة اللي جات لنا على الفيسبوك من الآباء والأمهات الخاصة بتغذية أطفالنا في مرحلة ما قبل الدراسة وأثناء المدرسة. متحمس جدا لحلقة النهاردة لأنه حلقة مختلفة، حلقة شكلها مختلف شوية. زي ما أنا قلت لما بيتحول الطب الفن بنقدر نعمل حلقة زي النهاردة. زي ما أنا قلت لحضراتكم كل أسئلتكم لو لسه في أسئلة بعتوها لنا على صفحتنا الرئيسية على الفيسبوك اللي هتبقى قدام حضراتكم على الشاشة، وايت كوت الكرمة تي في. تقدروا تبعتوا حضراتكم الأسئلة في أي وقت وإحنا هنجاوبها. كمان لو حضراتكم ليكوا أسئلة مباشرة وعايزين تتكلموا مع الضيفة بتاعتي النهاردة دكتور باتريشيا ريبا، تقدروا تكلموها في أي وقت على الأرقام اللي هتبقى موجودة على الشاشة. معلش اتأخرنا عليكم شوية النهاردة، التحضيرات خدت شوية وقت، ولكن أنا متحمس لحلقة النهاردة جدا، ويلا بينا نبتدي فقرات برنامجنا النهاردة. وأول فقرة هنحضر الريسيبيز الصحية لأولادنا، ونبتدي فقرات برنامجنا النهاردة من وايت كوت.
Tired of being overweight? Do you suffer from diabetes? Do you suffer from hypertension? Do you suffer from obstructive sleep apnea? Do you suffer from hypercholesterolemia? Have you suffered from heart attacks in the past? Strokes in the past? Are you tired of being ostracized in public? Well, I have a solution for you. Robotic bariatric surgery. This can completely change your life. I'm Dr. Bobby Bascarow. I'm a robotic bariatric surgeon. I do robotic weight loss surgery, which can completely change your life. I offer 3 different types of surgeries that can completely change your life. The sleeve gastrectomy, the lap band, and the Roux-en-Y gastric bypass. One thing that's very unique about our program in that we have a dietitian, and you will get counseled on what to eat, what not to eat, and how to optimize the utilization of your tool for good weight loss.
Our God is an awesome God. He has given us so much. Family, friends, a roof over our heads, food on the table, and His greatest gift ever, His only begotten Son, crucified for our salvation. Isn't it time to give back? Alkarma TV, millions for Christ.
Children onto the right path, and when they're older, they will not leave it. They don't need to go away. You give them something to eat.
Dr. Patricia. I studied biology and sociology at the University of Southern California. I got my master's degree at Boston University School of Medicine in the Department of Anatomy and Neurobiology, and I studied medicine at Boston University. After graduating from Boston University, I went to Chalk Hospital to complete my residency in general pediatrics, and soon after I found myself working with the poor in community clinic, and I found there was no place to send obese children. And so I kind of rolled up my sleeves and started treating one patient at a time, and within 9 months I had 2 boys that had lost about 95 pounds. Well, that fueled my fire, and since then I have dedicated my life and assembled a team to go throughout the county and treat childhood obesity. And it is the most rewarding thing you can imagine. It's ironic because I was always the kid that never ate her tomatoes or vegetables growing up, and so we've learned a lot as a team treating this illness on the psychology of feeding kids, the art of feeding children, and really excited to share these things with you. My vision for my program is really to stamp out childhood obesity. We right now in society are just not living a healthy lifestyle. We're getting confusing messages. And it's really not about surgeries or medications. It's really about sitting together in family meals and eating natural foods. We are starting our 5th clinic working with the orthopedic surgeons at Chalk Hospital. We are also working in San Juan Capistrano. We're working at a school-based clinic in Costa Mesa, at a YMCA in Santa Ana, and at an FQHC program in Tustin. And so we're working throughout the county, working with schools and treating patients for childhood obesity and any nutrition-related issues. We take care of a lot of picky eaters. I founded Serving Kids Hope. It's a nonprofit, and it has enabled me to be able to treat children who have no other means of being treated, which is very rewarding. And in fact, the patients that we saw last year, over 1,000 patients we took care of, and 91% of them became a more healthy weight, which we're very proud of. So if you want to find out how to help more with childhood obesity, please go to our website at servingkidshope.org. And if you want to have more tips on what we do and how we treat our families and recipes and so forth and videos that we film at the Discovery Cube, go to drpatriciamd.com for our practice and even to find out how to connect with us and buy my book. I'd love to just thank my parents for everything. I'd love to thank my daughter for her support and my amazing team at Dr. Riba's Health Club and my nonprofit at Serving Kids Hope. Stay tuned for me on White Coat on Alkarma TV.
من غير صلاتك ودعمك ما كناش أنتجنا كل البرامج دي. محتاجين مشاركتك لاستمرار الإنتاج.
Truly I say to you, whoever believes has eternal life. I am the bread of life. They don't need to go away. You give them something to eat.
دورهم شالوا الحجر، ودوره رمى الشبكة في المية، ودوره قدم 5 ترغفة وسمكتين. ودورهم نزلوه من السقف. دورك مهم وبيفرق.
اهلا بحضراتكم مره تانية في الجزء الاولاني من حلقتنا النهارده. وزي ما انا قلت الحلقه النهارده شكلها مختلف، يعني انا حاسس انه يعني كل حاجه مختلفه. البرنامج اتحول بشكل كبير جدا، لانه زي ما انا قلت لما الطب يتحول لفن، هي دي حلقتنا النهارده في الجزء الاولاني، عشان شفنا انه ده اسهل كمان في السيت اب علينا ان احنا نتكلم على الريسيبيز في الاول، او طرق تحضير الاكل بشكل صحي جدا للاطفال. وبعد كده هنتكلم في الجزء الثاني، هنجاوب كل الاسئله اللي حضراتكم بعتوها لنا على صفحتنا الرئيسيه. بقول تاني صفحتنا الرئيسيه على الفيسبوك White Coat Alkarma TV. It's my pleasure and honor to welcome back today in our episode Dr. Patricia A Riba. Welcome back in White Coat.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
And in the beginning, let's talk about the psychology of feeding kids. Before we start the recipes and doing all the fun stuff, let's start talking about the psychology of feeding our kids.
Yeah, and the psychology is everything. The psychology is almost as important as the food that you serve your children.
Right.
And so what we recommend is following what's called the division of responsibility.
Okay.
And the division of responsibility is that parents are responsible for what's being served.
Okay.
So don't ask the kids what do you want to eat. We can talk a little bit more about that in detail, but we want to really just put out the nutritious foods. It's not, do you want vegetables for dinner? It's like, maybe, which vegetables should we make for dinner?
Okay.
You know, so the parents should be in charge of what food's being served and when. So children have smaller tummies. They need to be offered food every 2 to 4 hours. So we offer a variety of healthy foods.
I'll stop you. 2 to 4 hours at what age?
I think, well, after the newborn period. So probably by the time they're a year, they should have about 3 meals and 2 to 3 snacks a day.
Okay.
And about 20 ounces of milk. In the newborn, it's different. But yeah, from that on, all the way through school age. And then the amount that they're going to eat is going to vary as they grow, if they feel sick, if whatever. And we're going to let them self-regulate on their portions.
Okay. So after 1 year of age, they have 3 meals, 3 snacks, and 20 ounces of milk.
Yeah, about 20 ounces of milk, 2 to 3 snacks.
Okay.
It just depends. So depending on, you know, what's going on during the day, if there's a lot of activity, they may need to be offered more. If they're underweight, they may need to be offered more often. But that usually gets you through.
زي ما حضراتكم شايفين احنا النهارده بنركز على السايكولوجي كمان. قبل ما نبتدي مع حضراتكم الريسيبيز بنركز على النفسيه، ازاي نحضر اطفالنا نفسيا ان هم ياكلوا بشكل كويس. زي ما قال الدكتور ريبا انه الوالدين عليهم جزء من المسؤوليه، لانه انت في الاول وفي الاخر انت اللي بتتحكم في ايه اللي بيتحط او ايه الفود او ايه الاكل اللي بيتقدم لاولادك. فده مهم جدا. اول حاجه في السايكولوجي بتاع، هيبقى عندنا سلايد رائعه جدا هنتكلم فيها تقريبا على 5 نقط مهمين في السايكولوجي بتاع ان انت ازاي تاكل اولادك او ازاي تحضرهم نفسيا ان هم يعيشوا حياه صحيه بشكل مظبوط جدا. رقم 1 قالت ان انت عندك جزء من المسؤوليه كأب وأم، انت اللي بتتحكم ايه اللي بيتقدم وايه اللي على السفره. So back to the psychology of feeding our children.
What the parents are supposed to do. What the parents are supposed to do is offer that variety of food often, and then make sure screens are off.
Okay.
And make sure that mealtime conversations are pleasant. You know, this is not a time to pick a fight with your spouse. This is the time. We don't want to give anyone indigestion. Let's have children want to enjoy our meals. If we're stressed about our days, I do a couple yoga breaths sometimes before I serve my meal, but because that is the most important thing. The family meal is the base camp for the family.
Okay.
And families that eat together are the children are more likely to have a healthier weight. They're less likely to be involved with drinking, drugs. All kinds of bad outcomes can happen if children don't eat as a family. But if it's a fight, it's never going to happen.
Right.
Okay.
So share of responsibility, screens are off, pleasant talks. What else behind the psychology of feeding our children?
Well, the biggest thing is what the kids are responsible for. All of us parents, we would love to control how much our kids eat.
Right.
Oh my gosh, they eat their vegetables, yay! But you cannot control their portions. You have to teach them to have that healthy relationship with food. You have to let them listen to their bodies and eat as much as they feel like they need. And like I said, they could be growing, they could need a lot of food, or they could be constipated or not feeling good or going to throw up in an hour, and they might not eat anything. And the children need to learn that it's okay. It's important to listen to your body and eat what you need instead of cleaning your plate.
Okay, I have two questions here at this point. The first one, how we get the parents' mind off bribing their kids to eat through giving them candy. The second question is, you just mentioned cleaning your plate.
Yes.
How we get them off this policy thing. Clean your plate, finish your plate, all those stuff. How can we advise parents to stop doing those stuff?
Yeah, I think it's just to understand. I think most of us just kind of feed children the way we were fed. And so I really want them to get their head around the idea that children need to have a healthy relationship with food. And it starts at a young age. So rewarding some child, oh, if you eat your green beans, you can have ice cream, or here's a candy, you feel sad. Using food as a reward is going to give your child a long-term issue with food, or has the potential to, you know. And so we really want to let children listen to their bodies and eat what they need.
Okay. And how we get the parents' mind off clean your plate policy.
Okay. Clean your plate is so interesting because there's this thought about waste. I mean, when I was younger, it was like Africa, like everyone's starving in Africa, we have to finish our foods, we should be grateful for what we have. But truly, it's really important for children to listen to their bodies and eat what they need. And we have no idea how to plate that. And so if you're the parent that grew up that way and it's just really hard to see food being thrown away, then serve it family style, put it out in bowls, and then let the children put it on their plate. But don't be like, oh, you need to put more, you know, don't micromanage the portions, but that way they can kind of serve themselves. So for me, I don't care about throwing away food. I really want my daughter to have a good relationship with food. So I plate it out. If she eats it, great. If she does it, I don't care. I let, you know, she can have seconds, thirds, she can not eat it, and we've just grown up that way, and it's worked really well.
So just ease up on the portions issue. Like,
don't micromanage. Let them listen to their body and eat what they need.
Okay.
It's hard, but I'm telling you, if you want your child to be a healthy weight and have a healthy relationship with food, it's really important. Because don't forget, food is something that you're gonna, if you have a problem with food, it's not like you can't eat. It's not like alcoholism where you just, oh, stop drinking. You know, you have to still, and family meals are around food. So it's really important because you want to enjoy those family meals. Those are the time to bring your family together, celebrating holidays and so forth. And it needs to be pleasant, and it needs to be something that's not dysfunctional. And it will be if you're controlling your child's portions.
زي ما حضراتكم شايفين حلقة النهاردة حلقة مختلفة تماما. بنتكلم على تغذية الأطفال، 5 نصايح أساسية جدا في ورا السايكولوجي، او ورا ان احنا نعلم اطفالنا انه يبقى عندهم نفسيه سويه، او زي ما دكتور ربا قالت علاقه سويه مع الاكل ومع الاباء اثناء الاكل، والحاجات دي كلها 5 نقط في سلايد مهمه جدا. هلخص لحضراتكم اللي دكتوره ربا قالته بشكل كبير جدا. رقم 1 انه في حاجه اسمها مسؤوليه على الاب والام ومسؤوليه على الاولاد، اللي هو الشير اوف ريسبونسبيلتي، انه الاب والام مسؤولين عن ايه اللي بيتقدم فقط لا غير، انما الكميات والحاجات دي زي ما هي قالت المايكرو مانجمنت، او ان احنا ندقق في كل حاجه، ازاي هم بياكلوا قد ايه وياكلوا ازاي، كل ده ما بيبقاش مهم. الحاجه الثانيه ان احنا نتوقف تماما. وانا يعني واحد من الناس اللي كنت وانا صغير دايما بيتم رشوتي عشان اخلص الطبق بتاعي بان احنا ناكل شويه كاندي وشويه بتاع، هديك حبيبي خلص الطبق ده وانا اديك ده. قالت انه ده سياسه سيئه جدا ويجب ان احنا نتوقف تماما عن استخدام السياسه دي. الحاجه الثالثه المهمه السكرينز اوف. يعني ايه؟ يعني ما فيش اي لا تلفزيون ولا تابلت ولا ايباد ولا تليفون على الاكل. لما نقعد ناكل يعني نقعد ناكل، وزي ما هي قالت خليها فرصه لتقويه العلاقات بين الاب والام والاولاد، وخلي كل الكلام اثناء الاكل يبقى كلام كويس ما فيهوش، بلاش نقعد نحاكم بعض على ايه اللي حصل طول اليوم او تبقى فرصه للخناقه بين الاب والام، فخلينا نبعد عن الكلام ده تماما. مهم جدا كمان ان احنا زي ما هي قالت واحنا قاعدين بلاش فكره حاجتين، ان احنا نرشي اولادنا ان هم يخلصوا الاكل بان احنا نديهم كاندي او حلويات او الكلام ده. الحاجه الثانيه المهمه جدا انه لازم تخلص طبقك، لازم كل اب وكل ام يبعدوا عن السياسه دي تماما. فكره خلص طبقك وان انت تبص على الكميات اللي طفلك بياكلها، خلي طفلك يحس ان الترابيزه مكان هو بيرتاح فيه وبياكل اللي هو عايزه. Let's get to the fun part, the recipes, and what do we have today?
Yeah, well, and also I did want to touch, I know we have the table over there. I don't know if we can show it.
Yes.
But it does follow up with that table talk, which we talked about. Is that okay if we go over there?
Okay, okay.
I don't slide.
دي الترابيزة، وده الحقيقة جزء من حلقتنا النهاردة اللي عايزين نبينها للناس. يا ريت لو نقرب شوية على الترابيزة إذا نقدر. دكتور ريبا كمان عايزة تورينا فكرة الاتيكيت والبروتوكول بتاع الأكل النهاردة، لأنه ده مهم جدا. إزاي نعلم أولادنا عفوا آداب الترابيزة، لأنه ده مهم جدا. يعني مهم جدا إن احنا نعلم أولادنا إزاي نقعد وناكل ويبقى في اتيكيت وبروتوكول أثناء الأكل. What do you want to teach us today?
So yeah, I guess my big message is that this should be the heart of your family time,
Okay.
and it needs to be you know, it needs to be fun. And so for holidays, we'll make these crackers,
Okay.
and the kids can make them themselves. You can put jokes in there. You can put little things, whatever the holiday is, like a ring or a eraser or something that's cute, a little toy, a trinket in there, and you can put jokes in there. You can ask questions. The family, so it's to stimulate conversation in the family.
Okay, that's perfect.
And so we make them up ourselves. You can ask our website. We have some suggestions, but we put those out, and that's just to stimulate
What's
conversation.
the website again?
drpatriciamd.com.
Okay. So زي ما حضراتكم شايفين، زي ما دكتور ريبا قالت, so whatever build the bond basically in the family, it can be done on the table.
Yes, and yeah, so we want to talk about the feelings and the people at the table. And wow, I like the way you had good manners today, and I like the way you put your napkin on your lap. And
Right.
thank you for coming home and doing your homework and helping your sister with her chair. You want to give compliments to those people at the table for who they are and not what they're eating.
One of the things that I really learned from you, and I love it, make your kids feeling loved unconditionally, right? And praise their whatever they did, the little stuff, and that's very important
Yeah,
for the
labeled compliments. Like, and you see them like sitting even better in their chair. And we talk about manners, and manners can be taught at the table in a great way. Oh, wow, you put your napkin so nicely on your nap, and then the other ones are quickly putting the napkin on the lap. Or you can be like, you put your napkin on your lap, and it's a different tone. But you can kind of catch them being good, and they all kind of shape up.
زي ما حضراتكم شايفين كمان جزء من التغذية بتاعت أطفالنا هو الطريقة اللي بياكلوا بيها على الترابيزة. زي ما قال الدكتور ريبا، نظام الترابيزة مهم جدا إن احنا نعلمه لأولادنا. لو نقدر شوية نقرب على الترابيزة هنا، النظام نفسه بتاع ترتيب الأطباق والحاجات دي مهم جدا. قالت كمان إن احنا ممكن نستخدم حاجات إن احنا نسيب لأولادنا مسج معينة على الطبق بتاعهم. فرصة إن احنا باختصار شديد جدا ان احنا نستخدم وقت الترابيزه او وقت الاكل ان احنا نقول لهم قد ايه احنا بنحبهم حب غير مشروط. مهم جدا 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 انه المسج دي توصل لاولادنا. زي ما هي مثلا سايبه على الطبق هنا، زي ما شايفين حضراتكم رساله. لو مثلا الاب والام والطفلين هنقول قاعدين على الترابيزه، بتقول لهم مثلا اي حاجه تبتدي conversation او تبتدي محادثه مع اولادها. بتقول لها مثلا، بتقول لاولادها قد ايه هي بتحبهم. ممكن تسالهم سؤال، ممكن تحط لاولادك نكته عجبتك النهارده. فجزء ان انت ممكن من ان انت استثاره المحادثه على الترابيزه ان انت تسيب مسج لاولادك وتعلمهم يسيبوا لك مسج، بحيث ان احنا نقدر نفتح الحوار مع اولادنا على الترابيزه. زي ما هي قالت، وقت ترابيزه الاكل هو الوقت اللي بنبني او جزء من الوقت اللي بنبني فيه العلاقه اثناء الاكل. زي ما شايفين حضراتكم كل حاجه محطوطه بشكل كويس، وده مش عيب ان انا اعلمه لاولادي. حتى لو صعب كل يوم، فاهمين ان الاب والام بيشتغلوا عليهم مسؤوليات كبيره جدا، ولكن مش عيب انه مرتين 3 في الاسبوع اعلم اولادي ان الترابيزه دي ليها اداب واستخدمها في تقويه العلاقه ما بيننا.
Yeah.
Back to the rest. Okay.
Yeah, and the last thing is, this is just so simple. You can get these at the 99-cent store. You can just pick them up. You can, have them over the years. But it's fall, so we put some fall decorations out. But you can use whatever the season is that month. You can put something on the table, make it fun. You may have issues with teenagers that don't want to come to the table, And so they don't get to go eat in their room. They don't, you know, we want to get them off their technology, get away from their homework, sit down for 10 minutes as a family. It doesn't have to be an hour-long, 2-hour-long ordeal.
And it's an attractive way to get them to the table,
It is.
too.
It's, you know, light a candle, put a flower out, whatever. The preschoolers may help find things in the yard that we could, you know, flowers that we could put on the table. So you can make it a fun thing where the kids are excited about the meal. And then if they get compliments there and they don't get pushed to eat things, wow, it's going to go exponentially. The kids are going to enjoy meals with their family, and that's going to be protective for them big time.
واحدة كمان من الحاجات اللي هي بتقول لنا عليها ان احنا لازم قدر الامكان نعمل ترابيزة الاكل تبقى جذابة لاطفالنا، حتى زي ما قالت اقل الحاجات زي ديكور، مثلا ديكورات زي المستخدمة هنا. ده مثلا قالت ان انت بتجيبه من محل اسمه 99 سنت، هنا اسعار رخيصة جدا، حاجات تقدر تستخدمها، افكار بسيطه جدا، ولكن ازاي تخلي ترابيزه الاكل جذابه للولاد حتى من قبل ما يقعدوا. قالت ان احنا كمان ممكن نستخدم اولادنا ان هم يحضروا معانا الترابيزه، فرصه ان انا كمان لما اجي اقول لهم حاجه، مثلا لو حاطط المنديل بتاع الاكل على رجليه بطريقه حلوه، امدح ده، امدح سلوكياتهم بشكل حلو. فكره ان انا اعمل ترابيزه الاكل جذابه للاولاد ومكان كويس لتبادل الحديث وتنميه العلاقه بين الاباء والامهات. ده الجزء بتاع ترابيزه الاكل لان ده مهم جدا. هنروح مع حضراتكم للريسيبيز. Let's go to the fun part. The recipes. زي ما انا قلت لحضراتكم النهارده الحقيقه حلقه مختلفه، السيت اب بتاعها مختلف. What we're going to start with today in the recipes.
Well, so what I wanted to do, you know, if you think about comfort food and foods that you kind of grew up with that you're nostalgic about, but a lot of times they can be really junk food. And more people are kind of using this word comfort food, and these are just very high calorie foods.
Okay. I'll stop you here.
Okay.
What's comfort food?
So I was going to do a little research on it, and I guess in 1966 there was an article in a Florida magazine or newspaper that talked about comfort food, where it was they were saying that adults, when they're very stressed, can use these foods to make them feel better that usually bring back some nostalgia about their childhood. And so they find that males typically like more savory foods. Women typically like the sweeter foods, ice creams, the chocolate cakes, that kind of
serotonin stimulating stuff.
Yeah, and so we know medically that that food will stimulate these great chemicals in your brain, and they will short-term make you feel better.
Right.
But it's not a long-term solution.
Okay. So how do we deal with the comfort food with our kids? How we create their own like comfort food away from candy and all that stuff?
Yeah, I mean there's a few layers to it. Okay. So the first one is that it's okay to be sad. And it's really important to teach children when they're sad. We want to teach them to, maybe they could draw a picture about what they're sad about. Maybe they could write a story about it. Maybe we could just sit and talk about it. But that there's other ways of dealing with food. They could go play. They could, you know, play dolls and kind of act out what they're frustrated about. They can go exercise. You know, and so we have all these different, you know, ways that are healthy ways of dealing with stress and not food.
Like different coping skills other than food.
We want to empower our children, not, oh, you're sad, here's an ice cream, here, I'll make you the cookies, you know. And so, but I think that we do pull into those nostalgic moments because smell is a really powerful memory.
Right.
And so if we can find some foods, and like I said, the conversation should be the comfort part.
Right.
But if we want to take some of these foods, today I decided to take some of them and make them in a healthy way, and it could be something we can do together. And like this, I said, the smells can bring back the memories, but hopefully it's not necessarily specifically the food, but the conversation.
Okay. And the first one we're starting with today?
Okay, so this one is so near and dear to my heart because I remember distinctly on rainy days, my mom would always take apples and she'd cut them up, she'd make them into rings. So I have a picture of them here. We made them up. She actually is the one that helped me cook those. So we've got, can you get it? So she would just take apples and she would cut them into rings, and then she would just, she would cook them. She used to use butter. I like using ghee or clarified butter, which is just a little healthier. Sometimes when it cooks, it's a much healthier form of fat. Okay. And so you can just cook them, and you can put some cinnamon on them. Okay. You could put them on 100% whole wheat toasted bread. What we did was we put these healthy cookies that we put on there, and then we'll go through that recipe next.
So how we do this, again, the recipe, like the ingredients?
Yes, so it's easy. It's just apples and ghee, and you put them on a frying pan, and you just flip them over until they're nice and warm, and then you put some cinnamon on it, and you can just eat them like that. Or you can put them on 100% whole wheat bread.
Okay, and that's part of the comfort food.
Yeah,
like
for
replacement.
Me, that was a nostalgic food for me. Those baked apples, and apparently her mom used to make them for her on rainy days, and so she passed on that tradition. And so I'm trying to pass that on to my daughter in a healthy recipe.
Okay. واحدة من الحاجات المهمة جدا اللي اتكلمنا عليها حاجة اسمها الكومفورت فود. دلوقتي دي حاجة مصطلح نازل يعني نازل جديد والناس بتستخدمه، بس هو ببساطة شديدة جدا اللي هو لما حضرتك أو حضرتك أو الولاد بيتضايقوا بنروح ناكل. فده اللي بيسموه الأكل اللي بيؤدي للراحة بشكل عام، وكلنا أحيانا يعني بالطريقة البسيطة خالص بنطلع همنا في الأكل لما نتضايق. فالدكتور ريبا قالت النهارده انه لازم نعلم، حتى لو احنا كنا بنغلط في ده، لازم نعلم اولادنا حاجه اسمها كوبينج سكيلز، اللي هو طلع الهم بتاعك في حاجه تاني. يعني لو ابنك زعلان او غضبان، بلاش اول حاجه تعملها ان انت تديله كاندي او ايس كريم، لا، بنعلمه حاجه تانية، ان هو يلعب مثلا، لو بنت تلعب بالعروسه بتاعها، ولو ولد يلعب بالجيمز بتاعته، مش السكرينز، ولكن الجيمز العاديه، او ان هو يكسرسايز او يعمل تمارين للولاد والبنات. من الاخر ما تطلعش همك في الاكل، لازم نمنع ده تماما او نخلي ده يختفي تماما من حياه اولادنا. الكومفورت فود هو كل الحلويات اللي بتزود ماده اسمها السيروتونين في المخ، فبتدي انه المود يتحسن شويه. عشان كده لو كلنا نلاحظ الشوكولاته والايس كريم والكيكس والحاجات دي لما بناكلهم المود بتاعنا بيتحسن جدا، ولكن لازم احنا كمان ككبار نتعلم ان احنا نغير الموضوع ده عندنا، وبالتالي نغيره عند اولادنا. واحده من الكومفورت فود اللي هي بتعملها وقالت انه ده ممكن نستخدمه بشكل حلو جدا لاطفالنا، هو تفاح مقطع عادي جدا زي ما حضراتكم شايفينه. انا بس عايز اعرف اوريه على انهي كاميرا. تفاح مقطع صغير خالص زي ما حضراتكم شايفينه. بتستخدم معاه حاجه اسمها purified butter زي دي. clarified butter. بتستخدم الجزء ده معاها. بتستخدم زبدة عادية، وبتعمل التفاح تقطعه ترانشات أو سلايسز، وزي ما حضراتكم شايفين بتحط عليه شوية يعني زبيب صغيرة أو حاجة، ولكن الأكل بيبقى صحي جدا. نحاول نبعدهم عن فكرة الآيس كريم والحلويات والشوكولاتة والكلام ده، فده ممكن يبقى بديل مهم جدا. ترانشات تفاح في شوية زبدة خفيفة جدا هتديهم نفس الإحساس اللي بياخدوه في الحلويات العادية. What else do we have today?
So I think everybody has memories of making cookies when you're kids, and so we actually, this was interesting because my sister is actually a very good cook. I'm not. I'm a quick busy mom, and I just put out healthy things. But so we stole this from her website, and I changed it a teeny bit because she used to actually use chocolate chips, and we changed it a little bit. But basically, we took all the fun of making cookies, but they're actually healthy. There's no sugar and there's no flour in these cookies.
Okay, so
I know they're phenomenal.
Sugar and flour?
They've got like mashed bananas, which I was, and vanilla, coconut oil. We've got old-fashioned oatmeal, which is going to be a whole grain. We've got almond flour. And then unsweetened coconut. You want to make sure you get the unsweetened one because there are ones with sugar in it. I'm a huge fan of the flavor of coconut, though. Cinnamon, salts, baking powder, and then a third cup of currants instead of chocolate chips.
Okay.
And so that's kind of my little. And then we added walnuts to it. And I'm telling you, they're delicious. And the good thing is, especially with preschoolers and school-age children, as they're learning to measure and so forth, it's good to it's a good practice in math to be cooking and measuring how many tablespoons in a quarter cup, or whatever. So you're kind of doing some math while you're doing it.
You're talking. Research it increased their IQ for effect.
With cooking with their kids. Oh, so I love that. I'll have to use that next time. So yeah, so this is fun. It's interactive. They're going to bake like cookies, but there's no sugar. There's no white flour. It's got a ton of nutrients in it.
Okay,
so
those are the cookies.
Those are cookies. Go ahead, try them if you want.
Yeah, sure. طعمهم حلو جدا على فكرة.
We're good, right?
They're very good.
Okay, good. Phew.
زي ما قلت لحضراتكم، الكوكيز دي فرصة ان احنا نعمل لاولادنا حاجة زي البسكوت او كوكيز، يعني حاجات حلويات بس بشكل صحي جدا. وتبقى بعيده عن فكره ان احنا تزود وزنهم بشكل كبير. مقادير الكوكيز دي، وانا على فكره يعني طعمها حلو جدا لانه انا بجربها. المقادير قدام حضراتكم: 3 موزه كبيره، موز عادي يعني. الحاجه الثانيه ان احنا بنحط معلقتين من الفانيلا بشكل عام، كمان ربع كوبايه كوكونات اويل او زيت جوز الهند، وكوبايتين من الشوفان، رقائق الشوفان، الأوت
oatmeal, yeah.
ده الأوت ميل. لو حضرتك كنت ترجع اللي هو رقائق الشوفان زي الحاجات الصغيرة جدا، ده بيسموها رقائق الشوفان أو الأوت ميل، نقدر نحطها معاها. لو رجعنا تاني للمقادير، أنا النهاردة بقدم برنامج لك يا سيدتي. لو رجعنا للمقادير هنحط كمان معلقتين قرفة، معلقة واحدة ملح، وتلت كوباية زبيب عشان نديها شوية طعم. كمان بنضيف لها الكوكونات اويل، واتكلمنا على الكوكونات اويل last time. What do you think about the coconut oil, olive oil? Like, what's the ideal oil for cooking?
You know, there's so many theories on oil and so forth, but there's, you know, my take on it is there are some oils and that don't do well when they're cooked.
Okay.
And so at my house, typically when I'm cooking something, I'm going to use coconut oil or grapeseed oil. That's what I use in my house. And then I think avocado can go both ways, but I use avocado. I love it on my salads, and olive oil. So anything that's raw, you know, that I don't cook, I typically use olive oils, and when I do cook, it's grapeseed oil or coconut oil. And there's lists of which ones can handle the higher temperatures, and each, you know, family is going to have different preferences, but that's what I do at my house.
أنا كمان سألت دكتور ربا عن إيه أنواع الزيوت اللي نقدر نطبخ بيها لأطفالنا تبقى صحية جدا. قالت لي رقم 1 وأصح زيت، يعني أكتر زيت صحي نطبخ بيه لأطفالنا هو الكوكونات أويل أو زيت جوز الهند. قالت كمان إنها بتستخدم حاجة اسمها الجريب سيد أويل أو الزيت اللي طالع من حبوب العنب. قالت كمان إن الأوليف أويل كمان سورس كويس جدا جدا للطبيخ. دول أكتر 3 زيوت بتقدر تطبخ بيهم للأطفال بشكل صحي جدا، ونقدر كمان يعني ان احنا ما نديهمش كالوريز كتيره. الريسيبيز الموجوده او طرق تحضير الاكلات دي هنحطها لحضراتكم، وهنحط كمان يعني هنحط المقادير وهنحط طرق التحضير على صفحتنا بتاع البرنامج على الفيسبوك. زي ما انا قلت وايت كوت الكرمة تي في. لو عايزين اي ريسيبيز ثانيه تقدروا تكونتاكت الاوفيس بتاع دكتور ريبا او الويب سايت بتاعها drribamd.com.
drpatriciamd.com.
دكتور باتريشيا I'm sorry. دكتور
okay.
باتريشيا ام دي الويب سايت اللي طالع قدام حضراتكم drpatriciamd.com. What else other recipes
All
do
right,
we have today?
so everybody loves mac and cheese.
My weak point. Yeah.
And it's okay to like mac and cheese.
Right.
Mac and cheese is awesome. I do think that we all look at mac and cheese as the meal.
Right.
And I think it needs to be the side dish with the fruit and the vegetable and the protein.
Right.
So that's one little thing.
So how do we get rid of this like 1,300 calories plate?
Well, and like I said, I don't count calories, but I have found a way. We were kind of looking through a lot of different ways to make mac and cheese healthy.
Okay.
The 2 main problems with mac and cheese, with it not being healthy, is one, it's typically done with processed grains. So white flour is, you know, and so forth. And so what we found was, and I have I just have a bag here of just a whole grain pasta. But you want to find a pasta that's 100% whole wheat, and it will. And you'll know there's in the U.S. we have this. There's a little signet. I don't know if you can see it. There's a little orange thing, and it says 100% whole grain on it. Or you can look at the ingredients. But if it says wheat, it's not. It has to say 100% whole wheat. And that's also the same. I'm going backwards a little bit, but on the oatmeal, the old-fashioned is 100% whole wheat. But the instant packs, you just put the hot water, the quick oats, those are processed. And what happens with processed grains, you lose, while those grains are processed, you lose about 90% of the nutrients.
Okay.
And so then basically that grain is just turning to sugar. And it's losing the vitamins, the minerals, the fiber, the phytochemicals that fight cancer. All the good things in grains that give them a bad name are stripped when they process the grains, because they're mostly in the germ and the bran, which is a component of the grain.
Right.
So the first thing is to make sure you're starting with 100% whole wheat pasta.
Okay.
And then I found, you know, and then the fat. The fat's another part. And people, you know, there's a lot of butters and oils and things like that. So what we kind of came up with actually my intern, Sarah, is doing a great job. She found this.
Good job, Sarah.
Yeah, she did. She found a butternut squash one.
Okay.
So it actually, and it turns out beautiful. It's great for this time of the year, for fall. And so this is a butternut squash, you know, and I love to, you know, so this might be a good gateway into making this with your kids. So go to the grocery store and go grab one of these and go, I wonder what you do with this. You know, my daughter and I did that with rhubarb.
I kept asking myself the same question yesterday, like what we're doing with butternut
squash. What are you going to do with
right?
that, right? And so you just steam the squash. It's already, I totally bought it already cut up. In fact, if you do buy the big one, ask the butcher to cut it in half for you because they're a bear to get through. You're going to lose a finger if you do. But so I bought these actually pre-cut. We had them, you just steam them up. You cook your pasta. And then we have, for the mac and cheese, I used coconut milk with it, which is unsweetened. Let's see, what else did we use? I used a Maui onion. I love the Maui onions. I just think they're a little sweeter. We've got grapeseed oil, which is, but very little, only 1 teaspoon for this whole bowl. I mean, this whole pie dish. I mean, look at that. So I didn't do it in a huge, I didn't do a recipe that fills a 2-quart casserole dish. I did it to fill a pie dish, okay? Because when I serve this, I'm gonna serve it with a fruit and a vegetable. Even though there's some squash in there, I'm going to serve it with a salad. And I'm gonna cut up some apples or something else with it. So, and then there's, there's Dijon mustard, there's nutritional yeast I used instead. The recipe had called for whole wheat flour, and I thought, well, I've been having fun with nutritional yeast lately, adding it to recipes, and so it's got a lot of nutrients in it and so forth. So we use that instead of the flour.
Is there any difference between nutritional yeast and just regular yeast?
You know, that's a great question for one of our dietitians. We'll have to, I don't know for sure. I think this is more healthy, but I couldn't tell you.
Okay. Because I was like, yesterday I was like, okay, what's the difference between like nutritional yeast and just regular yeast?
I know this is fortified with some vitamins in it, but I don't know. So I will ask my dietitian. I get caught when I try to like extrapolate sometimes. So
let me translate very quick before we get to like how we make it.
Okay.
زي ما شايفين حضراتكم واحد من الأطباق اللي الأطفال بيحبوه جدا 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 هو الماك اند تشيز. شايفين حضراتكم بيتعمل في المطاعم بشكل يعني فعلا يزود أي واحد بس من البصة ليه كده ممكن تزيد في الوزن، ولكن زي ما دكتور ريبا عملته هو بس بطريقة مختلفة شوية، والمكونات اللي فيه مكونات صحية جدا. رقم واحد اللي هي استخدمته، والحقيقه انا كنت قاعد بدور لحضراتكم على الاسم من امبارح، بحاجه اسمها the butternut squash زي ما شايفينه حضراتكم، وهي بتستخدم 12 ounces. وللناس اللي مش عارفه ايه هم ال 12 ounces، تقريبا الاونس الواحد 30 جرام، يعني تقريبا 360 جرام من الباترنت سكواش اللي قدام حضراتكم، اللي هو المصطلح العادي بتاعه اللي احنا بنستخدمه كتير، اللي هو قرع العسل تقريبا. هو بتستخدمه وبتستخدم 360 جرام منه. وزي ما حضراتكم شايفين، معلش انا هطلع بره الكاميرا شويه، هي جابته وبتقطعه كيوبس او بتقطعه مكعبات بالشكل اللي حضراتكم شايفينه ده، وبتستخدمه بديل للجبنه اللي بيبقى فيها كالوريز عاليه كتير جدا. كمان من الحاجات اللي استخدمت نوع المكرونه مختلف بدل ما بنستخدم المكرونه العاديه، لانه هي قالت انه المكرونه العاديه بتبقى بتزود الوزن جدا، فاستخدمت نوع مكرونه مختلف. وعلمتنا حاجه انه لازم يبقى مكتوب عليها 100% جرين اللي هي العلامه دي، او اللي هم بيستخدموه القمح الغامق، او اللي احنا بنقول عليه في مصر اللي هي الرده الغامقه. بيعملوا منها مكرونه، فنقدر نستخدم النوع ده من المكرونه لاطفالنا بدل ما نقدر نستخدم المكرونه العاديه. كمان استخدمت زي ما حضراتكم شايفين الكوكونات ميلك او اللبن بتاع جوز الهند عشان تستعمل ده كله. كل المكونات العاديه دي زي ما انا قلت لحضراتكم هننزلها صفحتنا الرئيسيه على الفيسبوك وايت كوت الكارما تي في. هننزلها النهارده، مش هننزل بس المقادير، هننزل كمان ازاي تتعمل. So how we mix them together? What do we start with?
Yeah. So first you steam the squash, or you can have leftover steamed squash from the night before. You just make extra because you know you're making mac and cheese the next day. I don't like to make a lot of dirty dishes.
Okay.
And you cook the pasta, usually about 2 minutes before it's fully cooked. But it didn't. I fully cooked it and it turned out fine too. And then you add you start adding the onions and sautéing them in the 1 teaspoon of oil, and then you'll start adding the coconut milk and the shredded cheese. So we've got Gruyere cheese that we used, that we just grated, and it cooked up so nicely. But you can do any kind of shredded cheese just to your taste. And then you just add the Dijon mustard and the Old Bay seasoning. You know, the recipe had called for paprika, but I didn't have any, and I love Old Bay. Right. So we got the Dijon, and I used the Old Bay. It turned out fantastic. Salt and pepper to taste. And then on the top we had fun because people do like it crusted. I like mac and cheese as, like, you know, it's a serving side. You know, if you're having people over, because you can make it ahead of time, right. And then you can kind of top it, and then you can heat it up right before the people come. Because I don't like to have when I entertain, I don't want people coming into a dirty kitchen. So I like to have it all kind of prepped and loaded, and then very simply bring it out. So we found these chickpea breadcrumbs, which are great. I just put a little bit on, and a little bit of grated Parmesan cheese, and so just topped it with that, and then baked it in the oven, and just to heat it up so it was crispy, and it turned out delicious.
زي ما حضراتكم شايفين طبق ممكن يبقى مغذي جدا للاطفال، ونعمل لهم الحاجه اللي هي بيحبوها بكالوريز قليله زي ما هي قالت. انا معلش هقرا المكونات لانه طبعا انا مش اكيد يعني مش شاطر في الحكايه دي. هي استخدمت الفرن على درجه حراره 400 فahrenheit. كمان حطت كل السكواش في البدايه في الاول من 8 ل 10 دقائق. بعد كده حطيته بيغلي، وبعد كده حطت عليه المكرونه، ضافت عليه اللبن بتاع جوز الهند، وضافت عليه شويه سيزنينج وماسترد، يعني ده اللي قدامي، وضافت عليه في الاخر كمان بارميجان تشيز، نوع من التشيز او نوع من الجبنه البارميجان كل الناس عارفاها، على اساس تقدر تديها الشكل العام بتاع الماك اند تشيز. بس في الاخر وفرنا كل الكالوريز بتاعت الجبنه، حطينا مكانها القرع العسل زي ما انتم شايفين، وفرنا كمان الكالوريز كلها بتاعت المكرونه نفسها لما استخدمنا المكرونه من الرده الغامقه اللي هو بنسميها الهول جرين، او من القمح الغامق زي ما بنسميه. كل ده بيوفر كالوريز، ونقدر نعمل حاجات اللي اطفالنا بيحبوها من غير ما يبقى كالوريز كتير.
Yeah, and the nutritional yeast goes in with the coconut milk
كمان
too.
حاجة صح أنا نسيتها، هي فكرتني بيها، الخميرة. وفي حاجة اسمها nutritional yeast أو الخميرة اللي هي خاصة بالغذاء تحديدا. سألتها إيه الفرق، قالت لي يعني هي الحقيقة مش عارفة إيه الفرق ما بينهم، ولكن بنستخدم النوع ده من الخميرة. لكل الناس اللي عايشة هنا في الولايات المتحدة أكيد هيقدروا يعرفوا البراند ده بتاع الخميرة، نقدر نضيفها معاها وهتبقى مفيدة جدا وصحية جدا لأطفالنا.
And we'll go on our website and we'll answer that question about nutritional yeast versus regular yeast.
Okay, I just told them about this.
I'll have my dietitians work on it immediately.
So ده الحاجة الثالثة. عملنا مع حضراتكم السلايس ابل، عملنا مع حضراتكم الكوكيز، عملنا مع حضراتكم الماك اند تشيز. عندنا طبق رابع قبل ما نطلع بريك ونجاوب كل أسئلة حضراتكم. What's our fourth plate today?
So yeah, and then don't forget that mac and cheese is going to be served with a fruit and a vegetable and a protein. And if you can't eat meat that time, you can have beans as the protein. And so forth. So the next kind of fun comfort food, and the kids enjoy making, we made meatballs. So I did some turkey meatballs. You can do meat meatballs, you can do chicken, you can do whatever you want.
So any kind of protein source.
Yeah, it's a great protein source. It can be fun. We found a way to make it really healthy, where, you know, I took a bunch of different vegetables. I had dried tomatoes. A lot of people, when they make especially meatloaf, I guess, they put more ketchup in it. Ketchup is directly linked to obesity. The more ketchup your child eats, the more likely they are to be obese. And number one, it's because it has high fructose corn syrup. Number two is because parents are always like, put ketchup on it, because they're trying to get them to clean their plate.
And it's related to fries too as well.
So it's like it totally messes it up. So I used the dried tomatoes. Okay. And then I did some actually I did my Maui onions. You can do shallots in there. And mushrooms, and we just cut them up finely. You don't have to have a big plate of mushrooms to be healthy. You can cut them up and mix them with foods. And so if you want to, and so you can chop them up. And what we did find is they turned out much more moist if we sauteed them ahead of time with a little bit of grapeseed oil. And then what you can use the turkey, which we did in these, or whatever, and, you know, salt and pepper to taste. You can add parsley. I think we put some thyme in there, and so and then I just used to cook them. I just put the coconut oil spray. I like the sprays. I mean, you just have to make sure you're getting a healthier one. But if the canola, I don't recommend.
Right.
But like with olive oils,
Especially
I mean the coconut oil spray, you just end up using so little. And a lot of times, the only reason you're using the oil is not even for the flavor. It's just so it doesn't stick to the pan.
Right. Right.
So
for cleaning like purposes.
Yeah, and you can put peppers with it and so forth, and then you can serve those meatballs. And don't put ketchup to dip them in. If you want to have some leftover spaghetti sauce, you could blend down, and then they could use that to dip it in. And then make sure you're adding a fruit and a vegetable with it. So all over the place, I've got fruits and vegetables. So you could have like little tray of raw vegetables, a crudité, or you could have some fruits. And then that way that they'll get that balance. You can even cut up some cheese. That'd be great for like a party.
I have a question here, since you have been mentioning vegetables a lot.
Yes.
How do we push our kids to eat vegetables? How do we push ourselves to eat vegetables?
I know. So this is what we came up, because I've been asked this about 1 million times in the last 16 years, because this is really the big thing. And for me, when I was a kid, I didn't eat my vegetables, so I totally get the picky eater.
Okay.
And so we found, to use that good psychology, you can't push a child to eat vegetables. So we want to, we have an acronym that we use. It's called BSE. You want to buy the vegetables, because I get all these parents and they're like, my kid won't eat vegetables. I'm like, are there any in the house? And then they'll be like, yeah, but they go bad. They're in the chiller. And I'm like, okay, you have to serve the vegetables.
Right.
And then number 3, eat them yourself. So what we find that if parents eat vegetables, the children are more likely to eat vegetables.
So lead by example, basically.
Exactly. So if you're like, oh, this is so gross, you should eat your vegetables, it's just a mixed message. It's like smoking and saying don't smoke. Okay. So you want to make sure that, and pick those vegetables that your family does like. And then what I like to do, and that's what with the butternut squash, or this last week, my daughter and I found rhubarb. We're like, I've only heard of rhubarb pie. What recipes could we find? And so we've been having so much fun trying to figure out rhubarb and how to make it and prepare it and so forth. So you can kind of let the vegetables in the season and the fruits in the season inspire the other things you're going to try. And kids are going to be more likely to try vegetables if they're interacting with them, if they're growing them, if they're picking them out of the store.
Exposed first and let them
And I remember in kindergarten we did this thing called stone soup, and we all had to bring a vegetable. I had to bring eggplant. And so I have this fondness in kindergarten. Yeah, it started of eggplant. Like the taste isn't even that great, but I love eggplant. The color's so pretty, and it was something that I learned in kindergarten.
You
it was
relate
my
to
vegetable.
them somehow, either through the color or the taste.
It was my vegetable. I was in charge of eggplant, so it resonated with me, and I'm hoping to do that with my daughter and my patients.
الطبق الرابع اللي معانا النهارده اي ميت بول، او زي ما احنا بنسميها كفتة اي حاجة. ممكن تعملها بالتركي، ممكن تعملها باللحمة العادية، ممكن تعملها بالفراخ زي ما حضراتكم شايفين شكلها. نقدر نعملها مع أطفالنا عن طريق ان احنا هقول لحضراتكم المقادير اللي هي استخدمتها. هي استخدمت معلقة من الأوليف أويل أو زيت الزيتون، استخدمت ليمون، ملح، استخدمت كمان خيار، لا أنا آسف، استخدمت معاهم تركي أو بيف بشكل عام. يعني أي نوع من أنواع اللحوم تقدروا حضراتكم تستخدموها معاها. واستخدمت بصل، استخدمت مشرومز كمان. قالت المشرومز مهمة جدا. حاجة كمان مهمة جدا قالتها دكتور ريبا، كل أب وكل أم يعرفوها. قالت إنه الكاتشب بالنسبة للأطفال، الكاتشب بشكل عام مرتبط بزيادة الوزن جدا عند الأطفال، مرتبط إن هم ياكلوا معاه البطاطس، مرتبط إن هم ياكلوا معاه الأكلات اللي بتزود في الوزن. فهي بدل الكاتشب بتستخدم دايما حاجة اسمها الطماطم الجافة اللي هي الدرايد توميتو اللي زي دي ما حضراتكم بتستخدمها، شايفين ده، وبتستخدم المشروم العادي خالص. فهي بتستخدم المكرونة، أنا آسف، بتستخدم الطماطم الجافة بدل من الكاتشب، لأنه قالت إنه الكاتشب مرتبط في الأطفال بزيادة الوزن بشكل كبير جدا. فده كمان استخدمت البارميجان تشيز، استخدمت اليست، واستخدمت بيضة واحدة مع كل المقادير دي. فده مهم جدا إن احنا نعرف نعمل الحاجات دي لأولادنا ونعملها بشكل صحي جدا. بأكد تاني إن كل المكونات وطريقة العمل هننزلها على صفحتنا الرئيسية على الفيسبوك. The last plate we have today before we answer questions.
So this is
one more thing for the translation. سألتها كمان لأنه هي قالت إن إحنا بنقدر نعمل ده مع الخضار. سألتها واحدة من المشاكل الكبيرة جدا، واحدة من الأسئلة الكتير جدا اللي جات لنا على الصفحة، ازاي نقدر نخلي اطفالنا الصغيرين او اولادنا الصغيرين ياكلوا الخضار. قالت لي الحقيقه ده بنعمله عن طريق 3 حاجات او بتختصرهم هي للبيشنتس بتوعها في 3 خطوات صغيرين جدا اللي هو بيسموه بتعملهم بحروف BSE. البي اللي هي باي، اشتري الخضار في البيت. كتير جدا من الاباء والامهات بيقولوا انا اولادي ما بياكلوش الخضار. طب اوكي، عندك خضار في البيت؟ لا. فابتدوا اشتروا الخضار بشكل اكتر، ابتدوا حطوه اللي هو الاس سيرف، حطوه على الترابيزه عشان هم ياكلوا. والاخيره زي ما احنا دايما بنقول، اللي عايز اولادك يعملوه ابتدي بنفسك واعمله. احنا كمان كاباء وامهات لازم نبتدي ناكل خضار بشكل افضل وناكل بشكل صحي افضل عشان نبقى مثال جيد لابنائنا. هناخد اخر طبق ونطلع نجاوب الاسئله اللي جات لنا الكتير جدا على الفيسبوك وناخدها معاكم. The last plate today.
So the last plate is really a reminder to cook with your kids in the kitchen.
Okay.
And so this is something that we had a chef who came in and worked with and volunteered with us and years ago, and we've been using this as recipe ever since. It's so simple. And so all these kids that I take care of a lot of kids that are Latino and that, like, they don't grow up with hummus.
Right.
So
when you talk about hummus, you're in our territory.
Yeah, so I know
So-
that's why I get nervous. I'm like pre-qualifying. It's
Right.
not even my recipe, but it's really easy to do with kids. So we literally just got the canned garbanzo beans.
Okay.
And my favorite part about this recipe, and we don't have a plastic bag here, and you can do this with the meatloaf, with the meatballs too, is that you can put it all in a plastic bag. So we found the Ziploc bags are BPA free, so there's no chemicals in there, and so it's kind of nice because you put you take the beans. And they'll open them up, you rinse them off in the colander, you get them washed off, and then you stick them in the plastic bag with olive oil, and it's kind of nice. I have a lemon tree, so I just half a lemon, you squeeze the lemon in there, salt and pepper, and then you stick it all in the bag. And if you have more than one kid, then you can put it in the smaller bags, and you let the kids kind of squish them and
So
make
get them
them
involved.
And so they're totally involved, and they like squishing things, especially when you want to cook with like your 3-year-olds, your 4-year-olds, your 5-year-olds, and you really don't want them touching the food, but interacting with it.
Right.
It kind of gives a little protective barrier. I like it also, like I said, to use the Ziploc bag with the meatballs when they're squishing together all the ingredients. I think I forgot that we did put an egg in there, but it's all in the recipe. But with the hummus, and then they can have fun. They can decide what they want to dip it with. And everybody's pita is the classic, but that's not always 100% whole grain. And we're really trying to switch from processed grains to whole grains. It's so much more healthy. And so this is a great way to get some vegetables. So we put, we took the cucumbers and we cut them different ways. So we have them in, round, and then Rosario, who works with me, she hollowed a few out, which was kind of cute, and put the hummus in that way. The nice thing about if you do it in the bag, we've got peppers too, but if you do, put it in the bag, you can cut it and pretend like you're a chef and like
Right.
squeeze it on anything you want.
And
You
if
can
you
put it
don't
on
have-
celery.
You don't have kids around, just use the blender and get your life easier.
See, yeah, but so life for me, I'd rather not clean the blender when it's over.
Right.
I would rather throw away the plastic bag. So
Right.
that's bad. I know it's not as environmentally correct, but it's just so easy, And so that's what we did, and it's really fun. The kids will have a great time.
Let me translate one of my favorite plates here. طبق الحمص. والحمص الحقيقه هي عملته بشكل رائع جدا للاطفال، وكمان في ميزتين ان احنا هنخلي الاطفال يطبخوا معانا فيه. حضراتكم عارفين الحمص العادي خالص اللي هو الجربانزو بينز او الحمص اللي هو الحب ده، هي بتجيبه وبعدين بتحطه كله. شايفين الطبق حضراتكم بيطلع ازاي، وبيبقى فرصه كمان ان احنا نحطه لاطفالنا مع خضار طماطم نقدر كمان نزين بيه الخيار. وهقول لحضراتكم الفكره بتاعت دكتور ريبا النهارده، قالت انه نقدر نحطه في بلاستيك باج، والبلاستيك باج دي نقدر نخلي اطفالنا يستخدموا، نحطه في زي بلوك يعني بلاستيك باج، ونخلي اطفالنا يستخدموه معانا ويلعبوا ان هم يعني يعصروا الحمص مع بعض عشان يطلع بالشكل اللي حضراتكم شايفينه. وممكن قالت ان احنا نخرم الكيس البلاستيك ونستخدمه في تزيين الخضار، وبكده نخلي اولادنا حمص سورس عالي جدا من البروتين، ونقدر نستخدمه كمان في تزيين الخضار مع اطفالنا، ونقدر نخليهم ياكلوا الخضار مع الحمص. دي كانت اخر ريسيبي النهارده. هنطلع بريك، نرجع مع حضراتكم نجاوب الاسئله الكتير اللي جات لنا. So we'll go to a break and then we'll answer the questions.
Yeah, because I was going to just say that we did serve this. I have figs and I have strawberries and I have nuts and I have dates that are wrapped in coconut. So this is, and I have whole grain crackers. So this just looks like a snack, but it's got protein, it's got fruits, it's got vegetables, it's got whole grain. So
I have a question here. For so long, we have been thinking figs and dates are very, very high in calories. Are we still able to serve them for our children?
Oh yeah, no. I think, I mean, it's the junk food, it's the candies.
Okay.
These are
So
nature's
those are
candies.
better.
So for me, I love fit. I have fond memories from my childhood. We had a neighbor with a fig tree, and dates. You know, I'll have dinner parties, and I'll put out a cheese board with some fruit, and I'll get the dates, especially the Mejoli dates, which are a little bit lower sugar.
So they're healthy. You made my day because for a long time I think they're not
added
I love
sugar.
figs.
You know, they're not added sugar, and I think when you're balancing it out with fruits and vegetables and proteins, it's very, very good.
لفترة طويلة جدا كنت متخيل انه البلح والتين من الحاجات اللي عالية جدا في الكالوريز، وهم فعلا عاليين، بس قالت بالنسبة للأطفال هم صحيين جدا، اتليست احسن من الكاندي، وممكن يبقوا سورس للسكريات بالنسبة لهم، ويبقوا احسن كتير من التوفي والبونبوني والحاجات اللي بياكلوها. فدايما نبقى حريصين جدا ان احنا يبقى في شويه فاكهه على الترابيزه كمان، وتبقى مفيده جدا لاطفالنا احسن من الكاندي. هنطلع بريك. جات لنا اسئله كتيره جدا على صفحه البرنامج، هناخد بعضها واللي مش هنقدر نجاوبه هنجاوبه مع حضراتكم. هنبعت انبوكس لحضراتكم باجابات الاسئله. ناخد بريك ونرجع مع حضراتكم اخر فقره النهارده في وايت كوت.
Are you tired of being overweight? Do you suffer from diabetes? Do you suffer from obstructive sleep apnea? Do you suffer from hypercholesterolemia? Have you suffered from heart attacks in the past? Strokes in the past? Are you tired of being ostracized in public? Well, I have a solution for you. Robotic bariatric surgery. This can completely change your life. I'm Dr. Bobby Bascarow. I'm a robotic bariatric surgeon. I do robotic weight loss surgery, which can completely change your life. I offer 3 different types of surgeries that can completely change your life. The sleeve gastrectomy, the lap band, and the Roux-en-Y gastric bypass. One thing that's very unique about our program is that we have a dietitian, and you will get counseled on what to eat, what not to eat, and how to optimize the utilization of your tool for good weight loss.
اهلا بحضراتكم مره تانية في الجزء الاخير النهارده من حلقتنا. الحقيقه الواحد حاسس بونس كده وهو قاعد جنب الاكل. الاكلات فعلا حلوه جدا يعني ومغذيه جدا للاطفال من غير كالوريز كتير، وعلى فكره للكبار كمان اكلات فعلا طعمها حلو جدا. جالنا اسئله كتير على صفحتنا على الفيسبوك، هنجاوب بعضها النهارده لانه فعلا يعني الوقت اخذنا وقت طويل جدا في اجابه او في الريسيبيز اللي احنا قلنا نقدمها لحضراتكم النهارده، ولكن هنبتدي مع زي ما وعدنا حضراتكم مع المرحله الاساسيه وهي البري سكولرز او سن من 1 ل4. ايه الاكلات اللي ياكلوها، ايه الاكلات اللي ما ياكلوهاش تقريبا. So Dr. Riba, when we get to the preschoolers, what kind of food we should avoid as parents completely?
Yeah, I think so. Number one, there's no real special food for preschoolers except for the fact that they can choke. Okay. They're a higher rate of choking. Anyone can choke. So we really want to avoid those hard, even the hard raw vegetables, the real hard ones. The chunk peanut butter can be an issue. Nuts, seeds. Hot dogs or sausages and marshmallows, hard candies. So even raisins, popcorn for sure. And so we just want to just be careful with some of these foods. I think we think, oh, the hard candies are what kids are supposed to have. And I'd like to avoid them anyways, but they can choke on them.
So we should avoid those kind of foods.
Yeah, we should avoid them until as long as they're developmentally appropriate. They usually can handle those at 4. I know chewing gum is also listed as one of those foods. I did let my daughter have chewing gum earlier, but when I would supervise it, because the xylitol, the chewing gum with xylitol in it is so good for their teeth. Right. I'm very proud that she's never had a caffeine. I feel like a part of that is chewing that xylitol gum. So, but it was something I observed. She wasn't like in the back of the car eating that. So I was aware of it. I kept an eye on it and so forth.
الحقيقة سؤالي لدكتور ربا عن كان ايه هي الاكلات اللي المفروض نتجنبها تماما في سن البري سكولرز اللي هو من سن 1 ل4 سنين. الاكلات هم يقدروا ياكلوا معظم الاكلات زي ما قلنا لحضراتكم ازاي نحببهم في الاكل، ازاي نحببهم في الترابيزه، شرحنا ده في الجزء الاولاني. ولكن حبيت اسال كمان ايه الاكلات اللي نتجنبها في السن ده تحديدا. قالت لي انه سن من 1 ل4 سنين الاطفال بتبقى يعني ممكن تبلع اي حاجه وممكن يحصل لهم اختناق، فقدر الامكان نتجنب زبده الفول السوداني اللي هو البينات باتر بشكل عام. كمان نتجنب الحبوب، يعني فكره اللب والحاجات دي كلها نحاول نبعد عنها للاطفال. العنب لانه بتبقى حبوب كتيره وممكن يبلعوها بشكل غلط وبالتالي ممكن يحصل لهم اختناق. الهوت دوجز كمان ما بتبقاش كويسه للاطفال. تنبيه كبير جدا قالته على اللبان، لانه مش بس فكره اللبان ممكن يبلعوه ويحصل لهم اختناق، ولكن بيعمل كمان تسوس للاسنان نتيجه السكر اللي في اللبان اللي هو الزايلوتول، ممكن يعمل لهم مشاكل كبيره جدا. قالت نبعد كمان على الزبيب والفشار. هقول لحضراتكم تاني الحاجات اللي نبعد عنها: زبده الفول السوداني بشكل عام، العنب، الهوت دوجز ما ناكلهمش بشكل الاطفال، يعني من سن 1 ل4 سنين ما نديهمش للاطفال، المارشميلوز، الزبيب، كمان البوبكورن، كل ده نحاول نبعد عنهم للاطفال بشكل عام. Some of the questions we got on the page: can sleep periods affect the nutritionist state for any kid?
Yeah, I mean, I think sleep, exercise, and food are really the key, and we really need to address all 3 of those. So having children have adequate sleep is important. And I think as adults, we get into these, oh, you don't sleep, so you need to have sugar or you need to have caffeine. And so I see these kids and they're like 8 years old and they're drinking coffee because they're tired in the morning. I'm like, get them off the technology and get them in bed, Okay. So one thing that really helps with the sleep is getting a ritual so that their brains start getting to know, okay, it's time for sleep. You start, maybe you take a bath and clean their teeth and get in your pajamas and you read a book. You can do a visualization with them, which really helps them fall asleep, and depending on how old they are. And so you kind of get in these routines and then only use the bed for sleep. Okay. So they should do their homework on it.
Even
they
for
play
adults,
on it.
believe me.
It's totally important for adults. So that sleep hygiene is important. And then keeping them off of technology 1 to 2 hours before they go to bed. A lot of kids are watching TV right before they go to bed, and the blue screen can affect. It can make your brain think it's daytime, and it's time for bed. And so doing other things besides the screens right before bed is also a great habit to start as a child, and that goes for adults as well.
طيب احنا ابتدينا مع حضراتكم الاسئله اللي بعتوها لنا كلها على صفحتنا على الفيسبوك. السؤال الاولاني اللي كان مبعوت لنا بيقول: هل نوم الأطفال بيأثر على التغذية بتاعتهم أو التغذية السليمة بتاعتهم؟ زي ما دكتور ريبا جاوبت وقالت السؤال، قالت definitely النوم بيأثر على تغذية الأطفال. مهم جدا إن احنا كمان نعلم الأطفال حاجة اسمها السليب هايجين، اللي هو فكرة النوم الصحي، إنه السرير يستخدم بس للنوم. ده لازم نعلمه لأطفالنا، ما ننامش في أي حتة في البيت، السرير بس هو اللي بيستخدم للنوم. طبعا السكرينز بشكل عام تبقى مقفولة كلها، مفيش تليفونات، مفيش تابلت، مفيش ايباد، مفيش اي حاجه من الكلام ده. لما يجوا يناموا لازم نعلمهم فكره النوم الصحي، لانه ده بيأثر على الحاله الغذائيه بتاعتهم، بيخليهم ياكلوا افضل، بيخليهم يمارسوا الرياضه بشكل افضل، ما بيخليهمش تعبانين طول الوقت، لانه ده مهم جدا جدا جدا. السؤال التاني برضو اللي جالنا من مشاهد عزيز، قال يعني بيسأل ازاي اخلي اطفالي بشكل عام اللي في سن صغير يبتدوا يمارسوا التمارين الرياضيه في سن صغير عشان يحبوها. Dr. Riba, one of the questions too, how we push the active lifestyle in our kids, because it's very hard for adults. So how we push it on our kids?
Honestly, I think it's easier when you have kids, because you find that they want to play, and so we're kind of so if we can follow their lead, especially when they're young, and taking them to the park, that's good for us too.
Okay.
And so I think that just incorporating it every day, make sure you're doing something active. When it gets, when you've got time, family, for our family growing up, we used to play tennis to see who had to do the dishes. My dad and I against my older sister and my mom, and then my little sister was the ball girl because she was too young. We would do these little things as a family, and it brings back nostalgia, but also kind of brought, we all enjoy tennis. So there's little things that you can do, going for walks together, playing, going to the park. It doesn't have to be like 50 push-ups, and in fact it shouldn't. It should be fun, it should be play, it should be extension.
They're not bodybuilders, it's just some exercise.
No,
right?
yeah, and my mom did train for the Olympics. She was a diver, and so she was active. We were in the pool all the time. Now, was she teaching us dives? No, but we were all swimmers, we were all water safe, and my daughter still. The other night, we were cooking all these foods, and we were had to sample it, and we kind of hit the wall last weekend, and we went to the beach for an hour and a half, and we swam in the ocean, and we have a funny story because she lost her scrunchie, and she swears that a stingray took it away. So it's just fun and being active together. It's kind of follow the kids play. It'll make you active more yourself.
المشاهد كريم اللي بعت لنا السؤال بتاع ازاي اقدر اخلي ولادي يعملوا تمارين رياضيه من سن صغير عشان يحبوها. الإجابة كانت بسيطة جدا من دكتور ريبا، قالت إذا أنت عايز تعلم ولادك حاجة ابتدي بنفسك. إحنا المفروض نعمل مع أولادنا كل التمارين الرياضية اللي ممكن نعملها. زي ما هي قالت إن شاء الله ننزل نمشي معاهم في أي بارك في أي حتة، نلعب معاهم في البيت، أي حاجة من الأكتيفيتيز أو من الإكسرسايز، بحيث إن إحنا بس نحطهم على بداية إن إحنا لازم نعمل مجهود. ممكن نعوم معاهم شوية، ننزل نتمشى شوية، أي مجهود كل يوم من وهم صغيرين، وهتبقى فرصة إن احنا نبتدي بنفسنا عشان نوريهم إنه فكرة التمارين الرياضية دي مهمة جدا بشكل عام. واحد كمان من الأسئلة المهمة جدا اللي جات لنا، أب بيسأل أو أم بتسأل هو في إزاي نحسب الكالوريز بتاع الأطفال. One of the questions we got, do we have a calorie range for preschoolers? Like, should we count calories
Absolutely
in our
not.
kids?
Don't count calories for anybody.
Okay.
Honestly, it's so important. I mean, kids, like I said, depending on where they're at, where their nutritional needs are, it's just important to surround them with healthy foods, because you're not going to self-regulate pizza.
Okay.
You're not going to self-regulate regular mac and cheese. But if you're going to have my mac and cheese and you're going to have it with a fruit and a vegetable and a protein, you're going to balance out what you need. And so I think parents get, we are in this whole diet mentality, and it's like calories in, calories out. And there's so much more to being healthy than calories in, calories out. There's having a healthy relationship with food. It's listening to your body. It's eating when you're hungry and not. So not forcing kids to eat is really important, because they really might not need to eat. But it's important to still get them to the table.
How we deal with the picky eaters, because that's one of the important questions too.
That was me. Yeah. I was the picky eater. And so not talking about it or labeling children's preferences, I think it's really important. Like, Patricia hates her tomatoes. She hates her tomatoes. I did not want to eat my tomatoes. And now I grow them in my yard, but still, if I eat like a big bowl of gazpacho soup, I'll get heartburn from it. Tomatoes don't really agree for me, but they became a bigger deal than they needed to be. So just de-emphasizing it, just offering that variety, knowing you're going to put maybe salad and blueberries and chicken and brown rice out. They may just eat the blueberries. They might just eat the brown rice. It doesn't matter. Every single thing has nutrients in it. And if you always just offer it, then they're going to eat what they need. But what happens is, oh, they didn't eat the blueberries or they didn't eat the salad, so I'm going to stop serving it. That's when you're in trouble. So bitter foods like vegetables have to be offered 15 times up to 28 times before you know if a child will like it. So if you give it once or twice and you're like, oh, he hates it, you're missing out.
سؤالين كانوا جايين لنا ورا بعض. هل احنا بنعد كالوريز على الاطفال او في كالوري رينج معين نقدر نخليهم يلتزموا بيه؟ دكتور ربا قالت لا، مش مهم كالوري رينج معين، ولكن ناكلهم الاكلات اللي تبقى صحيه بشكل عام. السؤال الثاني اللي اتسال لها، ازاي الاطفال اللي ما بتحبش تقريبا 90% من الاكل وبتاكل حاجات معينه، قالت اوكي ان احنا نخليهم ياكلوا الحاجات اللي بتتفق معاهم، مش مهم ان احنا نجبرهم ان هم ياكلوا اكل معين. معلش هاخد سؤال اخير واحد لانه كان جالنا وده مهم جدا. If there is a strong family history of diabetes in the family, how do we prevent kids from developing diabetes like in a very early age?
Yeah, no, it's important. Never start them on juice.
Okay.
Sugary drinks like apple juice, orange juice, sodas, you just don't get them a taste for that. So you want to start them with no sugary drinks, just water and white milk. And then whole foods, natural foods, 100% whole grains. People, they'll control their sugars much better if they have 100% whole grains versus processed grains. So start them on whole grains, start them off of juice and sugary drinks, and then foods that have added sugar you want to get away from. So that's like if your kids like 2 or 3 and you start them off making my cookies, they're never going to know that cookies aren't like that, and then we win. I remember one time my daughter was at a soccer game and she was like 8, and one of the mothers had brought these juice packs that you had to put the straw into it, and she couldn't figure it out. And I was like so proud as a parent because she couldn't figure it out, because I was like, yes, that means she's never had them before. And so she didn't need that or whatever, and she kind of fumbled. I'm like, we'll figure it out, and she never did, and that was fine by me.
اخر سؤال النهارده الحقيقه معانا لانه الوقت جري. بتسال انه في تاريخ مرضي للسكر في العيلتين بتاع الاب والام، ازاي نقدر نخلي اولادنا عن طريق التغذيه ما يبقاش عندهم سكر في سن مبكره. دكتور ربا قالت رقم 1 نبعد عن العصاير المسكره بشكل عام، نروح دايما للقمح الغامق او الهول جرين، الحبوب الكامله بتاع القمح زي ما بنسميها، او القمح الغامق، ونبعد على الدقيق الفاتح، الدقيق الابيض، ونبعد كمان عن العصاير المسكره او اي اكلات مسكره بشكل عام، وبالذات العصاير في سن مبكر لما الاطفال بيتعرضوا لها بيتعودوا على الطعم ده وبيبقوا عايزين ياخدوه طول الوقت. Thank you so much, Dr. Riba. It was very informative, and we hope to have you back on White Coat soon.
Great, thank you for
Thank
having
you so
me.
much. بشكر حضراتكم على حسن المتابعة. عملنا كل اللي نقدر عليه عشان نوري حضراتكم فكرة تحضير الأكل للأطفال. كمان جاوبنا أسئلة على قد ما نقدر. الأسئلة الباقية هتكلم فيها مع دكتور ريبا وهرجع فيها لحضراتكم. برضو هنبعتها لكم على الانبوكس الخاص بتاع كل سؤال. بشكر حضراتكم على حسن المتابعة النهاردة، ونشوفكم على خير إن شاء الله وحلقة جديدة الأسبوع الجاي من وايت كوت.